Now there is in Jerusalem a pool called Bethesda, which means house of mercy. Here lay a multitude of invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. One man was there who had been crippled for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I am going, another steps down before me." Jesus said to him, "Get up, take your bed and walk." And at once the man was healed. And he took up his bed and walked.
I can walk, I can walk! I can walk, I can walk!
Two blind men followed him, crying aloud, "Have mercy on us, Son of David." The blind men came to him, and Jesus said to them, "Do you believe that I am able to do this?" They said to him, "Yes, Lord." Then he touched their eyes, saying, "According to your faith be it done to you." And their eyes were opened, and Jesus sternly warned them, "See that no one knows about it." But they went away and spread his fame through all that district.
I can see, I can see! I can see, I can see! I can see!
The sea, to the country of the Gerasenes. And when Jesus had stepped out of the boat, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. He lived among the tombs. No one could bind him any more, not even with a chain. For he had often been bound with shackles and chains. But he wrenched the chains apart, and he broke the shackles in pieces. No one had the strength to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and on the mountains, he was always crying out. And when he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and fell down before him. And crying out with a loud voice, he said, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you by God, do not torment me." For he was saying to him, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." And Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He replied,
"I'm Legion, for we are many."
And he begged him earnestly not to send them out of the country. Now a great herd of pigs was feeding there on the hillside. And they begged him, saying, "Send us to the pigs, let us enter them." So he gave them permission. And the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs, and the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushed down the hill, the steep bank into the sea. As he was getting into the boat, the man who had been possessed with demons begged him that he might be with him. And he did not permit him, but said to him, "Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he had mercy on you." And he went away and began to proclaim to the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and everyone marveled. Now Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus said, "You have said so." But when he was accused by the chief priests and elders, he gave no answer. Now at the feast, the governor was accustomed to release for the crowd any prisoner whom they wanted. And they had then a notorious prisoner called Barabbas. So when they had gathered, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release for you, Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ?" For he knew that it was out of envy that they had delivered him up. Jesus is taken away, where he is mocked, beaten, and whipped. The soldiers made a crown of thorns and then placed it on Jesus' head and made fun of him. Here comes Jesus now, carrying the cross on which he will die. When they had crucified him, over his head they put the charge against him, which read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land, until the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, "Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani?" That is, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And Jesus cried out again with a loud voice and yielded up his spirit.
It is finished.
What's in there? There's just like a cloth in there. Well, that's what the Bible tells us. The Bible tells us that when the tomb came open, it says that an angel appeared, and an angel made the tomb blow off. And when it opened up, he was no longer there. Now, here's what it says. It says that there was women who came to the tomb. And when the women came to the tomb, they didn't see Jesus in there. Now, they thought that his body got stolen. But he didn't get stolen.
He just disappeared because he turned into a spirit.
That's exactly right. Wasn't stolen. He just disappeared because he was risen. He was alive again. And so an angel of the Lord came and he told the women, he said, I want you to go back and I want you to tell the disciples all about what's happened here. Tell them about how the tomb has been rolled away, and I want you to tell them about how Jesus isn't here. And those women, they got up and they ran as fast as they could back to the disciples. And they told them. And guess what? The disciples, do you think the disciples believed them? No. Just like all men. They never believe anything. Right? So the men said, I'll go see for myself. So they did. The men came running. And they were like, holy cow, the tomb is empty. It's amazing. This must be a miracle work from God. And that's exactly right. It was a miracle work from God. Sean, go ahead and get the mic.
And Jesus said to them, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age.